Hey everyone, Simon here. Just a quick update. I made a video a few days ago, and the reason I'm showing you this screen is not really even to celebrate, because uh, I, I made this video on the 10th, and I told you in about 2 to 3 days there should be a bull run should start, um, as Mercury left its stability and entered its own sign in the Western chart. That was, you go ahead and watch that video. It's a short video, but I told you that Bitcoin at the time was 8,400. That it wouldn't last long. In about 2 3 days, it would leave, and a nice bull run should follow. Well, we're there now. Bitcoin is now 9,700, so it's gone. Actually, let's see where Bitcoin is at the moment. Yeah, right around 96, 9,700. So it got to um let's yeah. So anyway, so it's up about 15% since that video. And the reason I'm making this video is not really to gloat. It's because a lot of people get things right a lot of the time. We also get it wrong, and I do as well. It's to bring up a point, which is the difference between gambling and hodling. Now, those of you who are into the crypto space probably already know this. HODLing means holding on for dear life. You just don't sell. You just accumulate as much as you can and wait till it hits, 100x. And in the last video, I told you guys that's what I'm doing. But it doesn't mean that I'm immune to my own little demons and temptations. So some of you may know that I spent a couple of years researching sports predictions, and I gambled during that time. I made bets to to see if my predictions were true, because a lot of people say, oh, I have a system, but until you put it into play. Mike Tyson used to say, everybody thinks they're a fighter until they get hit on the nose, the first time. And then you understand, oh, am I cut out for this or not? So it's until you put your money on the line that you realize how strong your system is. So anyway, I refined that for over the course of a couple of years, and then I quit. And I quit ahead of the game. I took my money and ran. Um, it doesn't mean I didn't have some losses. Definitely had losses, but in the large scale of it, I had more gains than losses by far. And I'm proud of that. And that's why I made a course called Winning with Vedic Astrology a while back. And but since then, I've moved on because I'm not gambling anymore, and I'm not doing this stuff. I'm doing other things. I'm teaching other classes. So, but that part of my brain is still alive. And so the title of this video is something like, "Do you dare to be a Bitcoin millionaire?" Because what do you do with information that like in my mind, this was a clear kind of thing. Like it, it was bound to happen. So in my mind, I went as far as going to one of these sites that do futures trading. So if you don't know what futures trading is, you can basically take, if let's say you have one BTC, and let's say that's worth $10,000, okay, 10 Gs. Well, what a futures trading allows you to do is it allows you to trade on a 10x margin, 20x, up to 50x, and some even up to 100x. Now, if you do 100x, that's kind of crazy. It's a big risk. But what you're basically doing is you're staking your 10,000 bucks, and they're giving you 10 times leverage. So it's like you're staking 10 Bitcoins. But if the price goes down a certain percentage, you stand to lose all of it very quickly. So you got to be sure that this thing is going up. But if it goes up, so let's say we had a 15% rise in the last few days, around 15%. And let's say you staked at 10x, that means you would make $15,000. Okay, if you sold now. Now you can hold on and wait for it to get to 20,000. That's a different thing. But just the last 3 or 4 days, if you staked at 20x, you would have $30,000. And if you staked at 100x, you'd have $150,000 in 3 days. basically. Now, this is in no way a recommendation. In fact, this is a warning, actually, because I'm telling you about my own process in my mind that says, hey, Simon, you're you're not paying the rent that easily. You're having to work and hustle every day and and teach every day and see clients every day. Why don't you use this information that you're giving people? Why don't you use it? And I have in the past, by the way, but again, that was some time ago. Um, and you don't use it every day. You use it 2 or 3 times a year when there are sure signs, quote unquote. Well, nothing is sure, but when there are signs that are very clear in the chart that show you, yes, this is a temporary low and it's about to go up, or that this is a temporary high and it's about to go down. Like I told you guys in February, that it was bound to go down. Now I didn't know how much. That one I wasn't sure. This one, I think there's still a lot of room left to grow. Bitcoin is at 9,700 now. The only problem is is the rise going to have its inherent dips, because those dips, if you're very leveraged, will take you out. So from here on forward, I don't know how steep the rise will be, but from 8,400, which is where it was when I made that video, I was positive it would just shoot up to about 10, maybe 11,000. But from then, and it's going to keep going, by the way. It's going to look, I think we're going to reach new highs in less than a year. Because like I said, I've said in every video, the brakes are off for Bitcoin. Yeah, there's probably some things I'm not seeing in, like, 4 months, 5 months down the line. Maybe there are, but generally speaking, the brakes are off. So, but is it going to be a straight vertical rise? I don't know. So I'm not giving you advice here. I'm kind of telling you what my own thought process is. That my thought process, my little demon on my left shoulder says, "Hey, Simon, you knew this." And in fact, in full in full disclosure, I said I don't gamble, and I don't for the most part. But I did go to Binance, to the site, one of the sites that I use, and I went to the future site. And I'll tell you, I think the only reason I didn't do it, if I'm being honest, is because I don't think it's allowed in the U.S. And I said, you know what? I don't want to break any laws. I don't want to do anything weird. And I didn't. But I was ready to transfer a Bitcoin and leverage at 20x. I was going to do 20x leverage. And I thought, well, I teach this, I preach this, and now I'm going to go behind the scenes and do this. No, it's just not right. So, and by the way, I wasn't afraid of losing the money. Honestly, I'm being straight up here, because I knew I would make some money, but my thought was, is it worth compromising, my principles and potentially even breaking the law? Because I'm not sure if it's allowed in the U.S. I'm in the U.S. at the moment, so and I'm a U.S. resident. Anyway, but my point is, for those people who have the horoscope, so first of all, you have to know, do I have the chart for this? Do I have the guts for this? Number one, because when it goes down and you lose your Bitcoin, you better be ready to eat that. Number two, am I in a good period enough to do this? And there are ways to tell if you're in a good period. If the period you're running is a significator for the 11th house of your horoscope, the 6th house of your horoscope, and or the 2nd house of your horoscope, those are very good periods for earning. If the period has to do with the yogi planet, if you're running the period of your yogi planet, or duplicate yogi, which is less strong but also good. If the period you're running is involved in what are called dhana yogas for prosperity, you can see all of this relatively easily in your Vedic horoscope. And for more on that, you could look at my book called Gambler's Dharma, where I tell you how to know if you're in a good period. Generally speaking, it's not going to give you because it's not custom tailored to your chart, but it's going to give you some principles. Gambler's Dharma is. It's a great book. I had a great time writing this book. This was a book a work from my heart. I just had so much fun writing it, making the sections, the names of songs. Trying to think of a song that fit the section name. Anyway, I had so much fun writing that book, and I think it shows. I like it. I had fun. It's not making, you know, it's not changing the world probably, but anyway. So in that book, I tell you how you can know if you're in a good period, more or less. It doesn't cover everything. Um, and so if you are, and if you have the guts to do this, and if you're trained in doing this, then 2 to 3 times a year, guys. You don't do this every day. 2 to 3 times a year, when you know a move is about to happen, you can put 1 Bitcoin down, or you could stake a Bitcoin for one of the other coins. I did this a while back with a coin called VET and made a profit. Where you stake it and you do 10x, 50x, 20x. I'd never go above 50x. That's crazy. But like, if you know for certain that something's going to move, then go 20x, 10x, 20x, whatever. I'm not telling you to do anything. This is not financial advice by any means. This is just entertainment. And I'm telling you my opinions on some ways to use this information. However, if you choose to do that, and let's say you did this, you made 15 grand, you did 20x. Let's say you made 30,000, folks. You have to give tithe at least 10%, maybe 20% of that back to charity. I'm telling you, if you want good fortune to keep following you, and you made a nice move, you look really smart now, you can gloat to everybody. Instead of gloating, do 20%, take 6,000 of that 30,000 and give it to your favorite charity. Better yet, well, not better yet. For example, go to a charity that gives people. I haven't fully researched these guys, but I'm mostly sure they're okay. There's a one called Heifer International. Let me write it here. Heifer International. Now, why do I recommend them? 3 reasons. First, because they allow you to grant an animal like a cow, chickens, goats, and to give them to a family so that they could start their own business. You're not giving them those animals to eat. You're giving them those animals so they could start a milking business and selling eggs. You understand? So you're empowering others economically. To give a cow is like $200-300. Same for a goat. Chickens is like $70. So with that $6,000, so let's say you make, just in the last 2-3 days, you did what I predicted here. You staked Bitcoin. You made 30,000. $6,000 can change so many people's lives. You can change the lives of 20, 30, 40, up to 100 people. I mean, really change their lives. And those people are indebted to you in a karmic sense. So now you have good karma coming back to you. Okay, so basically you're investing that 6,000 into something that can potentially, reap rewards for you further down the road. Not as a monetary reward, but as the reward of goodwill and blessings, because the heart of the person who is starving, whom you've just fed, blesses you, whether you know it or not. I know this sounds very schmaltzy, very new agey. It's not. This is Vedic philosophy. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is, in the Vedic astrological texts, for many afflictions, like if you're running a period of Saturn, if you're running a period of Rahu, it tells you donate a goat, donate a cow, donate a bull. And so this is a specific remedial measure for you. And so not only now are you tithing, but you're spending money on a remedial measure. So this $6,000 is 20% of your profit is spent on helping others and also helping you. You get it? And number 3, I told you there are 3 things. Number 3, it's a tax write-off because you're giving to charity. Okay. So I strongly urge you, if you're going to play the merchant game, to tithe 20% of your winnings. Now, when do you do it? Well, when you're ahead. So if you just took out, if you just did this the last 2 3 days and you took money out, boom, just put 20% aside, go to the website, make a donation. It's that easy. It just never has to go into your hands. You just take it. The fourth reason is the money that you make, it's money taken from other people, from other investors, and it's associated with sorrow because they're losing their money. And so in a karmic sense, this is why I've stopped gambling, is you're taking tainted money. I'm trying to talk myself out of here of why I didn't make 30 60,000 bucks the last few days. um but but it's true. The fact is, this money is has a blemish. I used to, back in the day, back in the 90s, I used to date women who worked at strip clubs. I had a couple of girlfriends who did that. And so I got to see behind the scenes of that business, of that industry. The behind the scenes was that the money comes easy. Yeah, they make five, 600. Some of them make 2, 3,000 a night. Easy. They work hard. They work 10 hours, 12 hours, but they come home with, the person, the girl I was dating, she'd bring home 1,200 bucks a night. Amazing, right? Well, it's easy come, easy go, guys. Because then the next day, you do your nails, you do your hair, you tip the driver, you tip the bartender, you do this. She's left with 200, 300 bucks. And that 200, 300 bucks also goes very easy, because that kind of money does not like to stay. If it sounds like, and if you're thinking, oh no, if I did it, I could make it stay. No, you're deluding yourself. That kind of money wants to leave your pocket, and it'll burn a hole in your pocket, and it'll make you buy something stupid, and you know it'll leave. So if you're not cleaning this is called spiritual money laundering. Okay, so you make 30,000, give 20% to charity, and that's a way of kind of cleaning your income and cleaning your conscience, hopefully, as well. Uh, and there you go. This is a phone call from God. All right, let me pause this. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, had to take that call, which is interesting. Anytime a phone call comes, it's called a nimitta, an omen. And to be honest with you, I don't remember exactly where we were when we left off, but the point being, in the long run, is that it is perhaps, at least in my mind, this is my opinion, more noble to hodl than to gamble. But those people who want to gamble, they have options. But hodling is holding on for dear life. And a very sweet person in the comments asked, well, Simon, give us your Celsius link. And if you don't remember, Celsius is the site where you can, in fact, let's go to that site, Celsius network, where you could earn interest on your crypto just for holding it. And depending on the coins that you have, you can earn anywhere between 4 to 10, 11% on the Celsius blockchain. And I like Celsius because the guy who invented it is a guy who's done great things before. He invented voice over internet, which gave us free calling. It literally freed people around the world to be able to talk to each other. And he's giving us money over the internet. So basically, this is exactly what it looks like. You earn interest on your balance. And so my link is, I'll put it below in the description. And I appreciate you guys for asking about that. And thank you, Aaron, for the asking about the referral code. Appreciate that. Let's get rid of this spam here. This is spam report. And And hopefully, guys, in a year or two or three, your hodling will have been worth it. So um, again, the point of this video is not so much to give specific predictions like my last video. It's to give you a general look at where we're headed, and I do believe we're headed for new all-time highs within about 10 months or so. It's May now, May of 2020. So let's see how it goes. I don't have, in the last video I said June, July were going to be good. I'm not as 100% certain about that as I was that in a few days from now we'd have a breakout. It'll probably be something like this, but the direction is up, guys. The direction is up. I think for the next month or so, the skies are sunny, and there are always going to be dips. There are things that I don't see, and when I see them, I'll make another video where I see something going, oh, guys, I didn't see this before. Hey, this is about to happen. I'll let you know. Or if there's another boost that I see, clear indication, I'll make another video. But all right, that's enough out of me. And hope to see you guys in the next one. All right.